competitive action starting again tomorrow. Can you fill us in on the latest team news to start off with, please? Who's available, who's not available?
Okay, tomorrow, like you say, is like the first real competition game. So we are looking forward to start the competition. We are going to play the Carabao Cup, one competition that we respect a lot. And just we are waiting we want just to start again, to start to have another option, another chance to continue with the development of our players.
Is there anybody out injured who definitely won't be available?
Yes, I think from the injury point of view, I think we have a little bit of improvement from the last friendly game. And nowadays, we only are going to have as an injury player Matty Daly because he has a little bit of muscle problem. Then all the other players are going to be available. We are going to recover some players that didn't play any friendly game, like can be Hawk, at the same time Schindler. And we are going to have some minutes too for some players that didn't play any minute with us neither, like can be Adama Diakabi or Isaac Mbensa. So fortunately, we have these players with the option to be involved with the team. And this is the news about the players that are going to be involved with the team.
How similar will the team that you go with tomorrow be to the team that you intend to start against Norwich next week?
I like to be thinking just game by game. It's like we are giving importance to every game. Of course, I am conscious that this is not a normal pre-season. It's not been a normal pre-season. Talking about the number of games that you can play before start the competition, because we have only played two friendly games. We only could play these two friendly games. Talking a lot too about the number of trainings that you have with the players, because you don't have a lot of number of days that you can be working. Then it means that you are going to start the competition with less number of players. At the same time, these two things create that it's going to be a little bit special circumstance. You are going to play the first game with a little bit of special circumstances. So we are going to be now focused to play with the players that we think are going to be the players that are going to be in the team. And at the same time, to the players that I was been working from my arrival here to the club. So we are going to watch tomorrow a mix of young players with experienced players, because this is the players that are now in the squad, are the players that I was working with them, and at the same time are going to be the players that are going to be here in the present, in the future of our squad.
You've only had 6 weeks to instill your ideas, to instill a new system. How confident are you that the squad that you have got to grips with the style that you want them to play?
Yes, like you say, we start to work 3 weeks and a half from now. It's like we are inside to the fourth week. So of course, always you need a little bit of time to develop the idea that you want to develop in the team. But at the same time, I am very positive about the answer of the players, about how they start to train, how they start to accept some ideas that we want to give to them. At the same time, the only thing that we want is to try to make our players the best that they can be. So we are not going to create any very strange thing. So what we want is try to create one idea, one style of play that allow our players show what they are able to do, and do it the more number of times that they can do.
With that in mind, is the performance almost more important to you tomorrow than the result?
I think in football always is important. Everything is like always the performance has the relation with the result. Only you can get a result with a good performance. So of course our idea tomorrow is to have a good performance, is to add minutes. Some of these players, like I told you, they didn't play any minute in any friendly game during this pre-season. So tomorrow, for example, for Hawk is going to be the first game that he's going to play this year. For another players too, not only for him. Like I told you, for Schindler, for example, is going to be the first game too. Or for Isaac Mbensa, who is from long time without have the options to play minutes, because for the COVID, he was in France and this competition was stopped. So have to be one opportunity for them to recover the feeling of to play minutes, at the same time to start to defend the idea that we have as a team. And I think that this game have to help them to get the level that we are hoping and we are trying to get as soon as possible because, like you say, everything starts now.
How big a gamble is that then to play players who haven't had any minutes in pre-season and to put them straight back into competitive action?
Yes, it's something totally new because we didn't live a lot in this type of situations. Always the Carabao Cup always start after the starting of the league, and this year is different. It's going to be the first competition game. This is going to be one challenge, but not only for Huddersfield, for all the clubs that we are involved now in this moment. So what I wanted to give is stability and continuity to the player that I was working with them. Then this is what is going to be, how it's going to be the team tomorrow.
A couple of more quick questions, just with regards to the squad. There's been a lot of talk this week about interest from West Brom in Karlan Grant. Have West Brom made a bid for Karlan Grant?
I don't know some of the possibilities of the players that, like I said in the previous press conference, I can understand the interest for Karlan Grant because what he did in this club is something amazing, and I can understand that when you have one player in his level, some clubs are going to be interested in him. So it's totally understandable that the people start to have the relation with them, with this type of players. So we have to accept this. When you have special players, you are going to start to live with this type of situation, with the rumors and with the different options that can appear from now until the end of the market.
Will he be in the squad tomorrow?
Tomorrow I want to give more minutes to the players that I feel are going to be in the squad during all the year. So Karlan Grant and Steve Mounié are not going to be involved tomorrow because I think both players have options to have some options to don't be in our squad. So I was thinking more to give minutes to the players that I feel that they are going to stay with the team and trying to improve the ideas, trying to develop the ideas that we have with the players that I feel that now have more options to continue in the club.
Which is completely understandable. Are you resigned to the fact then that Karlan Grant and Steve Mounié may leave the club before the window ends?
This is going to be one option. It's one option that when I arrive to this club, they know. It's like, and I have to live with this type of situation. Karlan and both players continue working with us. But I think for now, for the competition, I like and I want to prepare more the players that I feel 100% they want to be with the team.
And just quickly on any incomings, you've been linked with Robbie Gotts, someone you know well from Leeds United, with a defender Pipa from Espanyol. Excuse me if that's not how you pronounce his name. Can you confirm if there's any truth in either of those names potentially joining Huddersfield Town?
I want to have a lot of respect. I don't want to be disrespectful with another club. It's like I know both players, but I don't want to talk with players that are part of another clubs. And like just to be focused about the play that we have right now. And of course, if we have any movement in the market, I will be very open to talk with you about the skill that this player have.
Could there be any new faces by tomorrow? And if not tomorrow, by next Saturday?
Tomorrow we are going to play with the players that we start to play from. I start to work from the beginning. Like I say, the only players that are going to appear tomorrow can be Diakabi, Isaac Mbenza, Hawk, and Schindler are the players that we didn't see them because they have different circumstances that avoid them to be involved in any previous game. So it's a good news for us to recover this player for tomorrow game.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Best of luck tomorrow.
Can I just ask Carlos how much you're looking forward to this first competitive game?
Always is excited to start the real competition, and especially in this cup. I think in this cup we are going to play, not in this round, but maybe in the future, 92, the 92 highest teams, I think, in the British football. For me, it's a very tough competition because it talks very well about the level of the British football. It's very high level. Always some results can surprise you. Always year by year, you will find some teams that are playing in League Two and how they can compete with the teams that are playing in the Premier League. I think this is something very positive for the football in this country. I think it's something that makes it special to be involved here in the British football. And I think I have a lot of respect for the competition and looking forward to start to show what we are able to do in the pitch.
And with the transfer window still open and with only 2 friendlies so far, how long do you think it will take before this team plays in the way that you want it to play?
Like you say, this year is going to be a little bit a strange market because we are going to have the window open until I think it's October or something like this. Then still a lot of time, and maybe we are going to watch some players playing in some clubs, and after the same players are going to be playing for another club. So it's going to be a little bit strange, this type of circumstances, but we need to adapt. Our position on this was to start to play the competition with the players that I think that we are going to have in the future, because this is how we can help the team to grow, and this is how I can help our players to grow and to integrate better together.
And do you have a number in mind for the number of players you'd like to add to this squad?
I think we are analyzing every situation. Depend about the movements depend about the exit. You can have different players that can you can add to the squad, and at the same time we are studying when we have any weak points or any position that we think that we need to improve. And all the friendly games help us to see what are our possibilities or where we think that we need to improve the team. And at the same time, every competition game have to help us to find the same. It's like trying to create at the end the best squad that we can have in terms of our resources and possibilities.
And for the fans watching at home, will they notice a big difference in the way that the team plays from last season?
I think, of course, sometimes to show some of the ideas, you are going to need a little bit of time. I cannot lie to my supporters. It's like I respect a lot what they want to watch, because I don't know what is going to be the reaction of some players after a long time without play. It's like sometimes you need to find the balance between the performance and at the same time to add minutes to our players. The only thing is that I am happy about the development of the players during this short period of time. I am happy about how they accept the new ideas and how they try to defend these new ideas, and how all the team start to understand that we are a team, that we have to play with a real team mentality, and we have to go everyone to the same direction. So I think every day is being key to feel more comfortable about how we play as a team. And of course, every game have to be a key to help us to continue follow or continue add behaviors in this growing process.
And I know you've managed before in other countries, but how important has your time at Leeds United been in learning from Marcelo Bielsa and just learning about English football generally?
Starting Leeds United was my first experience in England, so everything that I have learned in England was in Leeds United, because I was 3 years there. So every country, like you say, is different, but it's something that I have to come in is unbelievable, and you can enjoy a lot working with the British players, because the mentality here is a little bit special. The AR players, I think the Leeds United players that I had experience, and of course now with Huddersfield players, they are very open-minded players that they like to train with a lot of effort and with a high level of commitment. Then it makes your work that you can enjoy more with your work and with your day by day in the training.
Because in the past, English players have maybe had a bit of a reputation abroad for not being so open-minded, perhaps. Have you been pleasantly surprised since you've worked here at the technical standards and how willing they are to take on new ideas?
I think from when I arrived to this country, the feeling that I have is like that they are very, very hardworking, that they are players that give you every effort, and they are players with a high level of commitment with his job and with his role. So I think here in England, the football is part of the life of everyone, and you can feel this in the players when you are working with them.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Carlos, and good luck.
You.
Just in terms of transfers, and I don't know whether it's already been touched on, Steve Mounier and Carlin Grant, can you give us an update on those two?
Like I told you, it's like they continue being working with us. They were doing all the trainings in the normal situation like all the players that we have. but I think that both players have options to leave the club during this market. Then I was thinking just to give the minutes to the players that I feel that they can be working with us during all the year.
And just one other on the transfer front, Pippa. Again, I don't know whether you've mentioned this before I got booted off. Pippa, is there anything in that? Is that close to happening?
Like I say, it's like I don't like to be disrespectful with another clubs, and I don't like to talk about players that are not now part of the Huddersfield family.
Okay, and just in terms of the Rochdale game tomorrow, obviously not a dress rehearsal, but a nice little game in terms of building up to that Norwich game, which is obviously the main focus for you guys. But how are you going to tackle the game tomorrow against Rochdale? Because a lower league side, they will be wanting to get one over on a championship club.
Of course, it's always going to happen. It's like they are going to be looking forward to play with us, and at the same time we have the same feeling with them. I have a lot of respect for them too. I think it's a very good team. It's a team that tries to attack a lot. It's a team that always they want to have the ball. It's a team that they are not scared about how they manage the ball, to receive the ball in all the circumstances. It talks very well too about the British football too in League One, about how the teams try to improve, how the teams try to play from the back. And I think this team is a team that shows very well this type of behaviors. They are not scared to play. It's a team that use one side to attack. They use another side to defense. I was watching some of the games that they were playing, and I think it's a team that try to make a very good football. And tomorrow is going to be another challenge, a demanding game for sure for us. Then that's what we need to continue be ready to face this type of demanding situations.
And obviously, if you win that game, you're obviously the second round, which will be, I think, a week on Tuesday. So, you could have a period where you're playing Saturday, Tuesday, which is quite an intense schedule. How does that come across to you in that first month? Are you looking forward to that kind of busy schedule?
I think this year is going to be, exactly like you say, we are going to play a lot of weeks with a couple of games per week. So I think the teams that can have more success are the teams that have better adaptation to this type of schedule, because you are going to play one game in the next 2 days, another game in the next 3 days, another game, and during some period of the year you are going to be playing this type of number of games. So I think to continue in the competition allow us to adapt faster to these type of periods.
And obviously the style that you want to imprint on Huddersfield, you want the players to be fit as well. A lot of training sessions. I suppose that can only help playing Saturday, Tuesday. There's not much time between games.
I think something that we need to be ready to beat is the fatigue that can create the games. But at the same time, depending about how you play the games, you can feel one type of fatigue or another type of fatigue. So the idea is, first of all, have adaptation to this situation, the situation that we are going to play a lot of games per week or a couple of games per week. So something positive if you continue in this competition is that allow you to be more adapted to these type of periods. So we need to be adapted to everything that can happen during the year. Like you say, we are going to try to face every game with one style, with one identity, something that all the clubs are going to have. And we try to, I think all these type of games are positive, trying to make us adaptive fast to the real game competitions, to the real demands of the game, because never is the same to play a friendly game that a real competition game.